they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you.
Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Goddamn, I'm glad y'all set it off. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, it's been a minute since Here's What They Think About You, but I figured this is the perfect time. Now, I gotta say, it is very funny that the guy who's retired, that everyone pushed out and said, I can't wait till he leaves, every time he does an interview, it's a huge headline and a million people make videos and a ton of articles, and that's Floyd Mayweather. Now, I did a video on it myself. Floyd Mayweather had some interesting things to say in general. He was talking about the Canelo Triple G fight. He thinks it should stall out, let it marinate, let it build up. I don't really agree with that part, but that's his opinion. This is his interview. You can find the interview all over the internet on YouTube. And I decided to do Here's What They Think About You because there's a lot of people, all eyes on me. It's all eyes on this particular fight. Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people want to see it, including myself. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at Boxingego. I'm on my page. I posted this earlier, and like VSUM everywhere you want to be. Posted a picture of Canelo versus Triple G. Here's what they think about you. And the caption reads, Floyd Mayweather just said that he believes that Canelo would beat Golovkin. Easy. He would stop him. Do you agree with these statements? Drop me a comment and break down Canelo versus Triple G. Now, with the Here's What They Think About You segment, I go over comments that you guys leave. So it's not just my opinion, it's me reacting to comments from you, the viewer. I posted this about an hour ago, 439 likes, 107 comments at the moment. Let me advance some of these comments and see here's what they think about you, what you guys are talking about, and give kind of my responses to that. And Canelo just Triple G is just really a fight that needs to happen. Everybody wants to see it, including myself, and that is what it is. Damn, hella comments. Now, Marquise Staples says, no way would he stop him. I think it would be a split decision either way, which is definitely, man, I'm telling you, this is a good fight because Triple G showed some vulnerabilities versus Brook. He did get the job done versus Kell Brook. A lot of people are acting like they don't understand what others are referring to when they say Triple G was exposed. You can win and still be exposed. You can expose vulnerabilities like, oh, this person struggles. Like, you look at the first 3 Pacquiao fights. To me, Marquez, he exposed vulnerabilities in what Pacquiao struggled with, and we've seen it time and time again. If you bring the fight to Pacquiao, he does exceptionally well. You're David Diaz, a slow, plodding forward guy, Antonio Margarito, guys like that, then he's going to destroy you, most likely. But if you're a thinker, you can use lateral movement, use your legs when you need to, make Pacquiao work for it, and be a good counterpuncher, good with timing, like Marquez, then you definitely have a better shot of beating him. You know what I mean? And with Golovkin, the first person he stepped up and fought that had a good repertoire of skills, even though it was in a smaller package, Kell Brook, he looked more vulnerable. And again, you guys can agree with it or not agree with it, but the fact of the matter is, to me, he has to be exposed to a degree, even though he won the fight, because after no other performance were people in droves saying that he was exposed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about just commenters and people, because a lot of people leave crazy shit on YouTube. I'm talking about actual industry professionals, fighters, Floyd Mayweather, guys like this, Roberto Garcia or whoever. I'm seeing a ton of people, Gabe Rosado, trainers like Teddy Atlas. There's a ton of people. I can't think of everybody that said something off the top of my head, but there's a lot of boxing analysts, boxing channels, and trainers. Like I said, people have been in the game, like Teddy Atlas, and they're all saying the same thing. He didn't look great in that fight. So take it for what it is. Next comment, Davis Fitness. No way would he stop. Oh, I already read that. Jesse said, laugh out loud, nah, Triple G stops Canelo in 7. It's certainly a possibility because we haven't really seen Canelo hurt too much. He got hurt in the Jose Miguel Cotto fight, but we haven't seen him in with the puncher as calculated and methodical and as good as Golovkin. Golovkin packs a punch clearly, and he has a high offensive IQ and amateur pedigree. Uzi said no, Triple G either by unanimous decision or stoppage. Hell nah. Always Dreamer said nope, I like Floyd, but it's not easy work for either one. See, I like comments like this. I haven't even read the rest of it, but at least it's not. I read too many comments. I've been doing this long enough, and I read too many comments that's like, oh, he's getting murdered. This person's getting destroyed, but they don't even break it down. So when people are realistic, I respect it. You know what I mean? Even if I don't agree with you, I at least respect it. Every fight that people say that's like a mega fight, it's somebody's getting destroyed or their head ripped off or knocked out in the first round. And if you really truly look at it, I challenge you guys, truly look at all the mega fights with the huge buildup. A lot of times there's no knockdowns or no stoppage in the big fights. Lucas Matisse versus Danny Garcia, I was almost certain. I picked Garcia to beat him too, but I thought it would be via stoppage. And a lot of people picked Matisse to beat Garcia via stoppage. But guess what? There was only one knockdown and there was no stoppage. And most people were certain that the heavy hands of both, somebody was getting stopped. You know what I mean? Pacquiao versus Mayweather. After 5 years of debate, nobody got knocked down, nobody got stopped in that fight. You know what I mean? And I could do this on and on and on. Again, Cotto Canelo. Cotto was way smaller than Canelo. Canelo looked like he outweighed him by like 25, 30 pounds or something. 15 to 18 at the minimum. You know what I mean? And there was no knockdowns, no stoppage. That's how it is. A lot of times these mega fights don't always produce. Now, these guys definitely have power, so I'm not saying the stoppage is out of the question, but you guys got to be realistic with your assessments. No. Gabriel says, yep, Canelo better movement. He definitely has better upper body movement, slow feet, which is one thing. If Canelo had faster feet, then I would clearly pick him. But the fact that he has slow feet, it makes it more competitive because styles make fights. And then the comment says, speed and power, Canelo by KO 7th round. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that, because who has Canelo really stopped? He stopped James Kirkland, who got stopped by Ishida, who has no power. He couldn't stop Cotto, and he stopped Amir Khan, who moved up, no rehydration clause, moved up to 155, only had 3 fights to acclimate to 147, and in my opinion, the fight right before Canelo, he had like a year break, and he didn't even look that great in that fight, and that was against Chris Algieri on PBC Spike TV. And Khan, most people feel Khan is chinny. He got stopped at 35, he got stopped at 140, right? Liam Smith, a guy who most people said was kind of a paper champion, didn't have the resume. So I don't know that Golovkin seems to have a good chin. Again, this is not a prediction video, I'm just reading comments, but I'm thinking in the top of my head, who has Canelo really stopped of note? You know what I mean? Shane Mosley, he didn't stop him. He stopped guys like Josecito Lopez, but Josecito's been stopped before. Maidana stopped him. Berto stopped him. And Berto stopped him in the fight he was losing clearly. Next question, or next comment is from Polo. Easy work. I been said it. Canelo gonna school Golovkin. Don't believe the hype job. He's straightforward, slow as shit. And he has pop. Wow. Efren. See, this is good. This is how you know it's a good fight, because there's such a contrast in the comment section. And this is proving my point. The fight needs to happen, because if it was a fight people didn't care about, you wouldn't see all this. You wouldn't see all the banter, and it would be like one-sided commentary. I'm not just seeing Triple G will win. A lot of people are saying he'll win, but then there's a lot of people saying Canelo. Yes, Canelo stops Triple G. Who cares who wins? Let's just see these guys scrap. Fair enough. Canelo's movement and punching versus Golovkin's forward and lateral steps and punching. No more talking, just war. Fuck to the no. Floyd Mayweather is just hyping up shit because every meaningful win Carrot Top gets, it makes Floyd look that much better. Note 60-40 in favor of Triple G. Oh, y'all, see, I really don't even care. I talk about it because it's boxing and we deal with the politics. I don't care if these guys get a red cent. I just want to see the fight, you know what I mean? These guys are making a lot of money. Not that I don't care if they get a red cent, but I don't care if it's Canelo gets 75 million or if he gets 30 million. That's still living comfortable. You're long removed from the days of poverty and, you know what I mean, the Guadalajara. I heard when he was coming up, his living conditions weren't necessarily the greatest, things like that. So, I mean, whether he's making 20, 30, 40, 80 million, it's still, he's making good money. He's only saying that because he's scared to fight Triple G and beat Canelo, so it's a way of making himself look good. Y'all crazy. Floyd is retired, but he's scared to fight Triple G. Triple G and Canelo, they're both less accomplished than Floyd, period. So they have more to prove on their own independent journeys, right? I've been saying that, but Floyd said it. It's big news. Well, yeah, I mean, James, no one really knows who you are. Of course, it's going to be, you know what I mean? That's like if I say a joke and Kevin Hart says the same joke. I mean, he's going to get the credit because it's on Kevin Hart's stand-up and it's in the theater. So, you know what I mean? Or if a random person says the same joke, it don't really matter if no one knows who it is or doesn't reach the same masses as a high-profile person saying it. Jimmy says, everything Floyd says is to boost Floyd's stock. Floyd dominated Canelo. Floyd knows Triple G would end his life, so he says Canelo would stop Floyd. I don't even know what that. Canelo would stop Floyd. Floyd also said he himself would stop Triple G. I don't ever remember Floyd saying that he'll stop Triple G. Y'all crazy. See, that's the type of boxing fans I can't really argue because it's just like a waste of time. Like, produce an article where Floyd said he's going to stop Triple G. I don't ever, and I follow and report on the sport of boxing, I don't ever remember that. Things I remember him saying is he should fight Andre Ward and then I'll fight him, or Triple G, he's solid, he has power, no special effects. But again, I don't remember an article or a direct interview from him where he said, I'm going to stop him. Even his dad, Floyd Sr., said that Golovkin's too big for Floyd, and that fight wouldn't happen. So I don't know what this is referring to. Even though last two opponents Floyd stopped were literally his girlfriend. See, I'm not even reading the rest of it. Totally agree. Just like when he said he thought Guerrero beat Danny Garcia, laugh out loud. Canelo's just an overall better fighter. See, and this is the thing that's making it interesting, because Canelo does have a lot of intangibles. It's just really if he could take Golovkin's power. You know what I mean? But he, in terms of skill, he has more of a defense. Not sure about stopping him, but Canelo has the tools to win and has superior weapons than Triple G. Canelo has better punch variation. I do agree with that. Golovkin picks his shots well, but in terms of an athleticism approach and hand speed, clearly. And I think Canelo's just overall creative. Like, he'll rip upstairs, downstairs, and then an uppercut up the middle. He's very creative. And defense, again, like I just said, his defense is better. Triple G is always there to be hit, true, but Triple G has one hell of a granite chin, so I see Canelo winning decision if he boxes and counters Triple G all night, which I believe he can. Canelo needs to use movement and throw those nice three-punch combinations that he usually does. Close fight, but Canelo wins the decision. See, these are the type of boxing comments that I like, because we need to get back to this. New media. Don't just say this erratic stuff. Oh, this guy's life has ended. And you know what I'm saying? Break down your perspective. That's what I want to hear. Whether I agree with it or not, I can at least respect it, because it's a thought out commentary and synopsis of what you believe will happen and why. You know what I mean? Too many people be like, oh, he'll knock his clown sighting, he'll fuck him up. Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Love Floyd, but he's just talking out his ass. Triple G stops Canelo. Only thing Canelo's stopping is the fight from being made. Now that's funny. That's funny. I don't care who you're a fan of. That's funny. Only thing Canelo is stopping is the fight from being made. So he's blaming Canelo for the fight not happening. That's good. Floyd don't know shit about boxing. Laugh out loud. I disagree with that. I mean, he clearly knows, whether you agree with his opinion or not. Mayweather just trying to make Canelo shine because he beated him. Wow, y'all gotta work on the grammar. Pathetic but classic. I think Canelo could beat Triple G, and I've been saying that. I think Canelo could skill Triple G once his power doesn't have an effect. I remember seeing the post-fight. Triple G said he fought a street fight with Kell Brook. Well, the reason I believe why is Brook had more skill than Triple G, just the power was an issue. But as a middleweight, he shouldn't have had any trouble if he was a well-rounded middleweight. Therefore, I would pick Canelo because he gets better with every fight. But you can't really argue. Canelo has been looking good. The only rebuttal to that is maybe he hasn't been in there. Well, not maybe. He hasn't been. His last two fights, at least, haven't been the upper echelons of his division. You know what I mean? Amir Khan and Liam Smith. But he's beat guys like Shane Mosley, Edeslani Lara, kind of controversial, but he still has a better resume than Golovkin. Therefore, I would pick Canelo because he gets better every fight and can take a punch, in my opinion. Definitely not easy. It's an interesting matchup. Triple G edges it for me. Canelo hasn't faced anyone with the power of Triple G. He hasn't even faced a true middleweight. Canelo's youth and boxing ability, combination punching, and hand speed will definitely test Golovkin. But if Triple G works a jab, which he did an excellent jab in the David Lemieux fight, and boxes like he did versus Lemieux, which is what they're saying, could see him edging on points. Triple G also has superior footwork. Let's face it, either man isn't going down, will be 12 rounds. Superior footwork, I don't know. Triple G is very good about cutting off the ring in terms of that footwork, I do believe, but I don't think he's much of a mover, and I don't think he can fight on the back foot. Oscar De La Hoya said it before, and I've noticed that for a while, so I don't think he has great footwork like a guy like a Guillermo Rigondeaux, Floyd Mayweather, or even a Pacquiao, where he has fast feet. He has a good balance, and he can use his feet to get in position offensively. I want to know what his feet do defensively. If a guy just hurts him and he needs to survive the round, and like, how can he evade shots? We don't really see that from Golovkin. Maybe it's the competition, and I really feel one thing I need to see from Golovkin is I have to see him tested with a equivalent sized guy who has power to hurt him, some intangibles like maybe a height advantage with power to hurt him, because I want to see how he reacts. There's not one elite fighter, literally not one known elite fighter that I can think of, or guy who was on top for a minute, where I can't remember them ever being tested. Like Floyd Mayweather, I remember him getting hurt and having to make adjustments. Zab Judah, Shane Mosley, DeMarcus Corley, etc. Pacquiao, he had to survive with the bad cut, and he didn't know how to react. He didn't have the gloves he wanted, the Cleto Reyes gloves in the Eric Morales fight. Things like that. He also got cut. I want to say Brandon Rios, he had a cut over his eye. And I've seen all of these great fighters where they had to do something and make adjustments, but we really haven't seen Golovkin need something beyond a plan A. Plan A has been working, but I can almost assure you, as age or something, you're going to step in there with someone where plan A is not going to just be successful. Look at guys like James DeGale. He was on a tear. I think he had like 6 knockouts in 8 fights. Then he fought Andre Dirrell, and he didn't go away easy. He hurt him badly in the first 2 rounds, knocked him down, but Dirrell came back and made it a very competitive fight. That's what I got to see from Golovkin, to be honest. And I need to see a person that can withstand the storm a little bit to see what he's looking like. Because Kell Brook started showing me some stuff, but his eye was in bad shape. I don't think he'll stop him, but he'll definitely beat him. Exactly. What do you guys think? Remember, Canelo is not Lemieux. He's way more skilled, and Triple G isn't a Lara or Mayweather. His skill is not up to par with them. Boxingego, I don't think so. I think Canelo's the better boxer, but he's slow-footed. He is flat-footed too, and doesn't always have the best stamina or fight the best going backward. Now, I personally don't agree with that. As far as the stamina, I did agree with that because he looked very gassed, but I think that was earlier in his career. A lot of people forget Canelo, and I hate when people use the Canelo age as a crutch. Like, oh, he's only 20, because people have been doing it too long. Oh, he's only 21. He only lost to Mayweather because he was 23. Oh, he's 20. Who cares? It's a fight game. You might have to fight grown. He's used to it. He turned pro in Mexico at age 15. So he's been fighting grown men and probably people stronger than him. Because at age 15, I can attest, there's no way you have developed your full man strength at age 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at me in the gym at age 15 versus now. You know what I mean? It's completely different what you can do. So the age is not an excuse. However, he is young and he is learning on the job. So he probably had to get some things right in his training camp. You've seen that with David Lemieux. He was getting stopped and losing fights to Joachim Alcine. But it looks like part of that was probably how he was training. You know what I mean? So there might have been a little bit of maturity in terms of the stamina. He had to get better nutritionist or a better nutritional plan or condition his body different, because I haven't noticed the stamina issue in recent memory. Like, he went a full 12 working with Miguel Cotto. You know what I mean? He didn't look gassed versus Liam Smith. So, you know what I mean? He stopped Khan in the halfway point. So I did agree with his stamina looked suspect, but I haven't really seen his gas tank look that faded really at all in recent fights. Fight the best going back foot, and again, I think out of the two of them, I think Canelo's definitely going to be better on the back foot because he has better upper body movement and he's more of a counterpuncher. Golovkin is a good counterpuncher, but Canelo's just a little bit different. He's sharp as shit. Canelo's best shot is probably make him walk into something he doesn't see, but I don't think Canelo has the speed or one-shot power to do that. I don't agree with this. Canelo might drop Triple G in the fight, though. This synopsis is kind of all over the place. He has to walk him into something, then you say he doesn't have the speed, which he clearly has hand speed advantage. Golovkin is slow, and then you says one shot could drop him. I don't know. I think overall Triple G wears him down in constant pressure and hurts him a few times, but it doesn't stop him, Triple G, by split decision depending on where the fight is held. Let me know if you guys agree with that. I got Canelo. He's too much for Triple G. Canelo combinations are going to be too much for him to handle. Wow, you're really spelling handle like this in 2016. I do feel like Canelo has the edge in this fight. Kell Brook exposed Triple G's lack of defense. I don't think it was just Kell Brook, but even though Triple G fought a reckless fight, Canelo's snap and power will be a huge factor in the fight, so Triple G better focus on mastering his defense. And as far as Canelo's concerned, he's never faced anyone with the power that Triple G possesses. I see the fight 60-40, Canelo wins by TKO. Man, a lot of people picking TKO. It's hard with undefeated fighters because we haven't really seen Golovkin really on Queer Street. You know what I'm saying? And rumor has it he hasn't been knocked out or knocked down in sparring. But sometimes you never know. You get cracked the right way. It don't matter. The past is the past. Nobody's thinking about, hey, I'm the first person to hurt this guy. He hasn't got knocked down in 350 amateur fight. No one cares about that shit when you in the lion's den. You know what I'm saying? You in that ring on some gladiator stuff. So he's human. So he can be hurt for sure. And sometimes relying on your chin is like a little chip in the windshield. Over time, that chip could grow and grow and grow, and years unattended and years of using your chin as part of your defense, that chin could shatter just like that windshield could shatter. You know what I mean? A little piece of rock hit it and the whole windshield shatters. Fucking right. Everyone just assuming Floyd saying that because he beat Canelo easily and it's making him look better. Can a guy just have an honest opinion? I see you, Floyd, trying to make the fight happen. Giving De La Hoya some encouragement. Combos ain't a shot when a brick smashes your face. See, some of you all have crazy opinions. And that's why I like doing the here's what they think about you. This is the thing. I think Triple G has an immense amount of power, but also I don't think Canelo has power that you could just disrespect. I don't like, even if he moves to middleweight, he might even be stronger at middleweight because it looks like he has to work a bit to make 154, 155, and he looks a little bit gone and gaunt at the weigh-ins. So he might even be stronger when he has good hand speed. So I really don't think Golovkin will. I think he would have to fight more of a David Lemieux fight where he's like trying to be more cautious. I don't think he's just gonna try to eat street fight or whatever he did with Kell Brook. I wouldn't do that because, again, I don't think Canelo has that type of power where you're just going to disrespect and just come forward head first like Ruslan Provodnikov. Golovkin's smart, though. Floyd just says that to make his win over Canelo more legit. See, dumb comments, because how does that make his win legit? That happened 3-4 years ago or whatever. His win is already legit with or without saying that. You know what I'm saying? He dominated Canelo when he was undefeated. What weight though, fam? This was already agreed at 160. Golden Boy said they're on board with 160. Tom Loeffler corroborated that. Fucking idiot. Not even going to get into this specs or break down. Canelo wins in 12 hard rounds. Why? I think everyone should break down the fight. But Triple G stops Canelo. Canelo couldn't handle his power. See, this is why the fight needs to happen. It's like every other comment, someone's picking Triple G, and then the next comment, someone's picking Canelo. Canelo's a counterpuncher, and Canelo can hang with Triple G's punches. Canelo's power is too overrated. He does have a great punch variety, though. I'll give him that. But I see the fight like Triple G Lemieux. Shit, I would even say Canelo gets a split decision with Lemieux. I think Lemieux would be a good fight to see where he's at middleweight before fighting Golovkin, since it looks like the Golovkin fight wouldn't happen until September, if it does happen in 2017 at all. Yeah, I think Canelo outboxes him. Someone must have a video of them two sparring. It must be worth a lot now. I gotta see that. Abel, if anybody knows Abel personally, tell him to leak that. I'm trying to see that, because that was a couple years ago. Things could have changed, but I still want to see where they both were at the time. I think it was Golovkin or somebody said that they hurt Canelo to the body, and that's why he's stalling on the fight. Laughing my ass off. No, he can't. Don't get me wrong. Canelo's one of my favorite boxers, but Triple G is just another level. See, I can't say he's another level until I see him with an elite level name that's another level. You know what I mean? A guy who's undefeated with some title defenses, like a known commodity, like a Carl Froch. That's why I wanted that fight to happen so much. I'm kind of mad Carl Froch retired, because that would be the telling type of fight. I've seen Carl Froch. I know he's no pushover. I know he has power. I know he can battle adversity. Look at the Jermaine Taylor fight. Look at the first fight with George Groves. That is the ideal opponent. You know what I mean? That will show me. The thing with Canelo is he has power because of his stocky build and mass, whereas Triple G has power for no reason. He's not stocky. He's not built. Golovkin has a pretty good frame to him, though. He's not tall. He is pretty tall. He's like 5'10 and a half, 5'11", and he's not heavy. I don't agree with pretty much all of that. In this fight against Kell Brook, Triple G weighed 17 pounds less than Kell Brook, and Kell was the faster fighter, yet Triple G destroyed him. He poked his chin out and still absorbed. He's just a monster. See, I don't agree with that, because, again, you can eat up to a division. That doesn't make you rightfully in that division. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying because somebody is the same height, they need to fight somebody, because, oh, this guy who's a sophomore in high school, he needs to fight Deontay Wilder because he's 6'7" like Wilder is. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook ate up to bulk up or whatever to be at that rate. And that's what it was. He wasn't a true middleweight. I don't know how many people. You have to build up. You have to acclimate to that. I've used this example before. It's like jumping on a treadmill, being on the floor at the gym and jumping on a moving treadmill that's already traveling 5 miles per hour even. You'll probably hurt yourself. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going at faster speed. And Golovkin is that faster speed because he's a good fighter. You don't want to just jump on no treadmill. You have to acclimate and build up to that, right? He's right. Canelo will kick Triple G's ass. He's one-dimensional pressure fighter. Canelo's super counter-punching and underrated defense will be the difference. Floyd will say anything to make social media headlines. Laugh out loud. Easy work. They pumping Triple G up, so when Canelo whoops his ass, it seems epic, and Canelo still won't get due credit. False. He'll get credit for this. If he beats Golovkin, you'll be the first to beat him. Right? Why wouldn't you? Because in a few years, some other guy will come and everyone wants him to fight. Now, I don't agree with that. I think if Canelo beats Triple G, you're the man, especially right now, because a lot of people are like, oh, Canelo, you coward, you're a Chickenello and all this, born ready. So if he beats him, then you redeemed yourself. People will, like, let's say Canelo knocked out Golovkin. You think people are going to be like, oh, you didn't want to fight him? No, they'd be like, oh, fuck. He was the first, you know what I mean? His stock will go right back up for beating the monster from Kazakhstan. This could easily go all 12. Most super fights do, but who knows? This is 100% Floyd Mayweather trying to keep his name out there and make bold statements. The Floyd Mayweather fanboys will probably agree with him. I've been saying this for ages. Canelo beats Triple G. I think you're right. Triple G hasn't fought a top-notch fighter. He has got a little exposed in his last fight. If Floyd would have trained Willie Monroe, he would have beat Triple G too. See, I don't know about that, because training is not just like a 6 to 8 week camp. It's years, and I think Triple G has far superior experience than Willie Monroe. Willie Monroe's biggest fight was like a Brian Vera right before. You know what I mean? Darnell Boone. So he didn't have the type of experience to fuck with Golovkin, even though he held his own. Triple G showed he could box when he fought David Lemieux and still knocked him out. Laugh out loud. Canelo's too flat-footed. Floyd is just talking like a promoter right now, and we all know how Floyd handled the Manny situation for years. I'm done with this comment. There is nobody that would beat Triple G. Okay, Mayweather, you coward. You would have skipped him. Anyway, wow. Canelo's rubbish, smart man. Triple G walks Canelo down and traps him, then destroys him with body shots. Canelo is simply too fast-footed. Canelo, I'm going to skip that. I don't know if easily I would be worried of Triple G's power if Canelo can box. See, this is the thing. I'm pretty much going to wrap this up. There's too many comments. But in closing, the thing I want to say is Canelo, he does better when guys bring the fight to him. I don't know who watches boxing or whatever, but if you bring the fight to Canelo and you're in his wheelhouse, right, that's when he usually does his best work, right? The thing that's stylistically interesting is because a guy would be bringing the fight to him very effectively with more power than he's used to dealing with, right? But by and large, Canelo's worst, shittiest performances have come at the hands of guys who can incorporate slick movement, guys who are slicker, faster footed than Canelo, guys like Erislandy Lara, guys like Floyd Mayweather, even though he beat Austin Trout, guys like that. Golovkin is nowhere near like that. Like, he doesn't use his feet to evade shots. He's not really using this finesse and upper body movement and stuff like that. That's what makes this style matchup so interesting to me. Let me know what you guys think. Who wins this fight? Drop all of your fight predictions below. Here's what they think about you. Good boy or born ready. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel, like, as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.